Thank you, Bruce. And I really enjoyed all of those trips. 4 trips to Asia in 6 months was physically very challenging, but spiritually, and it was just very rewarding, and I enjoyed meeting and visiting with every one of you. I'd like to welcome you to the United States, the great state of Arizona, the cities of Phoenix and Scottsdale, and the USA Cotton Sourcing Summit. As Bruce said, I'm here today to talk to you about the U.S. cotton industry's ongoing efforts to create a certifiable and verifiable cotton sustainability protocol to meet the needs of the textile and apparel industry. We've been working on this endeavor since April of 2017 and plan to introduce our protocol starting with the 2019 crop. As Bruce said, I am a cotton producer from the state of Louisiana, which is in the mid-south central part of our country. And I am talking to you today because I'm the chairman of the Sustainability Task Force. The objectives of our organization are the same as they've been since its beginning. We want the U.S. to be the supplier of choice of cotton fiber, as Bruce said, cotton fiber, that is produced sustainably and responsibly. We want to be the driver of change to make the world a better place for future generations. This is the definition of sustainability. Here's where we are today. We submit that the United States produces the most sustainable cotton of any country in the world for several reasons. U.S. cotton is produced by approximately 18,000 family farmers. In my presentations that I did at Cotton Days, I showed pictures of my family. I showed my farm as a wildlife sanctuary. And that's what we all are. Just about every cotton farm in our country is a family farm like mine. The majority of us own and live on the land that we farm. Our land is our biggest asset, so we must take care of it and the resources we use to produce cotton. Without the land and available resources, we would go out of business, and our work in building a business would be lost to our future generations. The United States has a high rate of adoption for precision agriculture. Precision agriculture management is a combination of modern technologies used by virtually all U.S. farmers to conserve input usage, manage for variations of soil type and plant stress. A study found that by 2015, almost 70% of U.S. cotton producers used at least one precision aid technology, and I think in 2018 that figure is probably close to 100%. U.S. cotton is very highly regulated. It's governed by a very stringent regulatory system on national, state, and local levels. Our farms are subject to audit and inspection at any time by regulators. I've had my own farm checked many times by them just to be sure that I'm compliant with the many and various laws regulating my industry. The penalties for non-compliance are both civil and criminal and harsh enough that non-compliance is a very bad idea. Now, no other country in the world has a more comprehensive system of sustainability management. An organization known as FIELD-to-Market works across all of U.S. agriculture. It's created a tool called the FIELDPRINT calculator platform, which is a key component in all of U.S. agriculture sustainability programs. This tool is used to measure the environmental impacts of crop production and to identify opportunities for improvement. I've participated in this FIELDPRINT calculator for several years, and it is a great motivator to improve as you're compared to other growers in your area. Now, the organization that created this is FIELD-to-Market, the Alliance for Sustainable Agriculture. It's a diverse coalition of many different agricultural companies, pictured here on this slide. What the FIELDPRINT calculator platform creates is this spider graph, which has 5 key metrics. And it measures, this particular one measures where we were in 1985 with the blue, the outside color blue. The purple is where we were in 2015. The FIELDPRINT calculator is being used every year in this country, and we feel strongly that continual improvement is a given going forward. Now, this slide shows 35 years of reduced environmental impact as measured by the FIELDPRINT calculator platform. It shows significant declines in land use, soil loss, improvements in water efficiency, energy use, and greenhouse gas emissions. We were practicing sustainability long before the term sustainability became attached to this group of practices. Now, let's talk a little about where we're going in the future. In my travels, I've visited with many of you here today. You've said you appreciate the quality and predictability of U.S. cotton and the fact that every bale is classed individually and that you like to continue to buy our fiber. You've also expressed a concern that more and more brands and retailers are asking for verified and sustainable certificated cotton. Our industry is addressing the needs and concerns of the textile supply chain. I'm going to talk a little about the work of the Sustainability Task Force now. The task force is made up of 16 members from all segments of the U.S. industry. Many of them are here today. We also have had the benefit of several knowledgeable and experienced advisors to help guide us as we develop our protocol. We're looking to build on and highlight what we're already doing as far as production goes, and to also focus on continuous improvement. Our protocol will be focused on farm-level activities. We adopted goals that we anticipate we'll meet by the year 2025 and then more beyond. These were developed starting in 2015 by a group of cotton production scientists and researchers and sustainability experts. The goals listed on this slide measures planned improvements in the areas of reduced land use, increased irrigation efficiency, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, reduced energy requirements, reduced soil loss, and increased soil carbon. The percentage improvements are measured in pounds of fiber production. For example, the land use reduction will be measured by the amount of land required to produce 1 pound of cotton fiber. The solution is that we just project yields will increase. Now here's another spider graph that was created. Again, the outside blue was where we were in 1985. The inside lighter blue is where we anticipate we'll be in 2025. We feel very strongly that we will be there in 2025. Now, how do we achieve these goals? This is something that we've talked about in our task force meetings. It's a combination of continuing to do what we've been doing for a long time, which is to adopt new technologies rapidly, continue to adopt best management practices, and expand our use of resource efficiency measurement tools. U.S. cotton producers have for decades been funding research that will advance best farming practices in their own areas of the country. Our industry organizations, CCI, Cotton Incorporated, the National Cotton Council, and SPEMA will be actively engaged in educating farmers. The U.S. protocol is developing all areas of what we consider to be the keys to be successful. Individual farmer enrollment is a focus. Without farmer enrollment, we won't have a successful program. We're very mindful of this as we move forward. We've been developing a questionnaire that will be used for standards and measurement. Second, an independent third-party verification is important to the credibility of the program. And we'll develop a system that will allow the easy flow of data passed along to and through the supply chain. At the very least, we plan to have a pilot program beginning with the 2019 crop. Now, just to go over some of the work we've done, Our task force has employed an IT provider, the SEAM, based in Memphis, Tennessee, to develop a complete program that will be accessible to all stakeholders involved in our protocol. And you'll hear from the SEAM CEO, Mark Pryor, later in the program. This just shows the front page of where farmers will go to sign up. Other stakeholders will have different sign-up pages, but as I said, everybody will have access to it. Now, in the area of standards and measurements, our task force has developed a list of over 100 questions that farmer participants will have to answer to participate in the protocol. The answers to these questions will be used by verifiers and the farmers themselves to measure improvement. In July, we introduced this questionnaire to a group of producers in my home state of Louisiana. It was very well received. Now, as I said, this questionnaire will be the basis for measuring improvement. Also, adoption of the use of a data tool, such as the FIELDPRINT calculator platform I talked about earlier, is a requirement to be a certified grower in our protocol. In the area of verification, there will be 2 levels of verification. Second-party verification will be done on every producer enrolled. This will be done to ensure that the questionnaire and other required documentation has been properly completed. Third-party verification will be done by a completely independent sustainability expert on a random and statistically valid sample of producers to check that they actually are doing what they say they are doing on their questionnaires. The task force has been focused as well on being able to pass data to the entire textile supply chain. We'll be working with our customers to ensure that our protocol meets their needs and data requirements and traceability. Now, the protocol is a work in progress. The needs of the textile and apparel industry concerning sustainability are evolving. Our task force is trying to be nimble and flexible so that we introduce a protocol that is useful, pertinent, and credible to our customers. I mentioned earlier that we have engaged the SEAM for IT development, and they've done a great job to date for us. We have been and will continue to seek feedback from all stakeholders, including brands and retailers and NGOs, to ensure that our protocol is relevant to all stakeholders. Now, I've heard from some of you already today. If you have thoughts and concerns about this issue, please share them with us this week. Your feedback is very important to us as we move forward. Now, I will say again, we want to make a difference in sustainable agriculture for the future. We want to be the supplier of choice for your cotton fiber needs. You can count on us to work with you to do the best we can to continue and build upon the relationships we have with you today. I look forward to visiting with you for the next few days about U.S. cotton. I look forward to your questions. And thank you very much for your support by honoring us with your presence here today. Thank you.